Hi, we're here at Nature's Emporium with Mr. Steve Meyerowitz, the Sproutman. How you doing, Steve?
Great, just great. Great to be here.
And Steve just finished doing a talk, which was a great success, spreading the word about the benefits of sprouts and his wonderful products. So I just want to ask you, Steve, how did you get started on this? When did you get started, and what motivated you to get into sprouts?
Well, like a lot of folks, I had to deal with health issues, and those health issues put me on a path of better diet. My diet had to be purified of all poisons in our environment, everything from the chlorine in the water to the pesticides in the food and the artificial flavors and the artificial colors, etc. All of that. And one of the ways, as someone who lives in the Northeast, one of the ways I could purify my food was to buy organic food. But when I first started out on my dietary path back in the 70s, I didn't have that big a choice of organic foods as we do today. And still, even today, the variety that we have here in the Northeast is not equivalent to what they have on the West Coast. So, since we have a limited growing season, I decided that I was going to grow some organic food in my own apartment. These kinds of baby plants really are apartment gardening. This is the kind of thing that you can do without soil in your own apartment every day of the year, in the middle of January with snow outside your window. This is the kind of gardening that you can do, and you can actually have a harvest every week, because these baby plants take approximately 1 week to grow. My motto, my trademark motto, is 1 week from seed to salad. This is my answer to using a jar for sprouting, which is, you know, I think everyone would agree jars were never designed to be gardening tools, and they do retain water, and they do not breathe so well. And although I could use a jar and make it perfectly good, my customers were having a lot of difficulties with jars because if you're not super careful, you get into trouble with mold and mildew, because whenever you have an environment that retains water, does not have good air circulation, you have the conditions for breeding mold. I found that 6 out of 10 customers would get mold with jars. So it's not a good system for the general public. And I invented the sprout bag. The sprout bag never gets moldy or mildewy, unless you put seeds in there that have no germination. The sprout bag breathes on all sides, and it cannot retain water. And all you do is just dip it, and they last for years. This is a 10-year-old sprout bag that I have here. It's made out of hemp. And all you do is just dip it in water in the morning for breakfast, dip it again for dinner. It literally takes half a minute. It takes 30 seconds of leaving this bag immersed in a bowl of water. And that's 1 minute a day, if you think about it. And for 1 minute a day, you'll open it up in about 4 or 5 days, and you'll have, in this case, chickpea sprouts. Okay, so these are basically pea sprouts. Chickpea sprouts. And over here I have lentils and mung and red lentils, and you can put green peas in here. So this is bean sprouting. If you wanted to grow something that develops green leaves, which is more in the vegetable family rather than being in the legume family, then they're going to develop like alfalfa. Right. Then you need to pull the collar back like you have here now, and then let the light reach the seedlings when the leaves start to grow, and then that'll get them green. But this is a kind of a jumbled gardening method. Whether you use a jar or you use a sprout bag, it's a jumbled method of gardening. And so you see they're all jumbled around here. But if in the backyard garden, they grow vertically. And this is a vertical sprouter. This is mung beans that are just coming up there. They will be as tall as the top of this rim in a few more days. Vertical gardening means that the greens are going to come up like microgreens. They're going to come up sunflower that are 8 inches tall, pea shoots that are 10 inches tall, buckwheat lettuce that is all these are about 8 to 10 inches tall, and they can grow in a vertical sprouter like this. So you've got that much height. That's real microgreens. That's the kind of thing I'd like to see you eating. That's a substitute for things like mesclun lettuce mix. And this is the kind of gardening, if we could do this in the middle of the winter, we've got really all year round gardening. From this time of year, all of the greens that we eat are coming to us from other countries, from the West Coast, and if you want to get the freshness factor of a living food, the only way is to grow it yourself in one of these apartment gardening methods.
And what's more local than that, right?
It is the epitome of local agriculture.
Exactly. That's incredible. I just wanted to touch on, you mentioned the quality of the actual seeds that you're using. I mean, that's quite important, as well as I imagine the quality of the water that you're using.
Yes, you know, there's a lot of choices when it comes to water. I like to recommend that you read my book, Water the Ultimate Cure. You can read about the different water purification methods. Choose one that works for you, that you have in that book, the pros and cons. You have in Nature's Emporium all my books here. Sprouts the Miracle Food, which is a good nutrition book, and a gardening book. You've got my Kitchen Garden Cookbook, which is all the recipes of different dishes that you can make with this. It's not just salads, folks. You can actually make a hummus dip from these chickpea sprouts I showed you a minute ago. So you can make dressings and dips and spreads. Gorgeous salads in the middle of the winter. You know, soups, and you can make Chinese stir-fry wok dishes. So there are many things that you can do. I have a nice sprout chart, which is right here at Nature's Emporium, in addition to the sprout bags. And it's a tool to help you, that you can have in your kitchen readily available. It's sort of like a guidebook,
right.
Like a quick, fast guide to going through this type of gardening.
Now, I know you've been into raw foods for quite some time now, and do you want to share just some of the benefits that you've had from being on that type of a diet?
The more living foods that you can put into your diet, the more we get back to an older time in history when we would actually take more time preparing foods in our kitchen. And even if you cook them, if you're working from fresh foods, you're way better than canned and frozen and microwaved. Fast food really should be a thing of the past now. I mean, I'm in favor of slow food. You know, take the time to make the food in your kitchen. And the core of my raw foods diet is my salad. And I can make my salad be all kinds of interesting things included. I can have radish sprouts and broccoli sprouts and cabbage and sunflower and buckwheat and alfalfa and pea shoots, and I can have more variety in my salad than the average person has in a standard salad. And the freshness factor of this food, because it's living today, means that I really am getting the benefits of a raw, living food at the core of my diet. And so whether you're 100% or whether you're 80%, I don't really care about the percentage. I want you to be invested in doing more living foods at whatever level you're at.
Amazing. Well, thank you very much, Steve. It's a pleasure having you here in Nature's Emporium.
My pleasure, and keep thinking green.